Uh, anyway, shout out to Megyn Kelly. I want to hear a woman's perspective on what happened yesterday. And she just dropped it an hour ago, October 17th, 2024. I'll leave the link in the description below. Let's see what's up.
Move the needle at all. I'm sure you watched last night the Kamala Harris interview with Bret Baier on Fox News. She had an opportunity to really explain to Fox News viewers how she could help them, and she didn't. Instead, she just kept repeating her same few small ball plans for the economy, which she has all but admitted are just a pipe dream unless the Democrats take complete control of both houses of Congress. You saw she's been asked, like, what if there's a Republican House? What if there's a Republican Senate? How are you going to pay for that? And she told Stephanie Ruhle, well, we just have to. We just have to. What? What if you don't? The question is, what if you don't? And she did no better in addressing that massive problem to all of her plans last night. She spent the majority of her time bashing Trump. That's what obviously this was about for her. She wanted to go on Fox News, into the belly of the beast, and just bashed Donald Trump. It was a one long game of Trump the Piñata with a bunch of attacks that in many cases were utterly baseless. This, Madam Vice President, was the wrong strategy. You should have called me. You should have called me. Because I worked at the place for 13 years, and I know the Fox viewers very well. And you do not win Fox viewers over by bashing Donald Trump. They love Trump, or they're at least open-minded to Trump. You win them, if they're winnable at all, by showing them, the ones who aren't huge Trump fans, but are Republicans or have voted Republican or at least kind of Trump open-minded. You show those people that you are a better option because you can help improve their lives, that they can trust you, and that you aren't as radical as they have been hearing every day, all day on Fox News for a year. You didn't do any of that. None of it. Instead, what Kamala Harris did was she took every opportunity to show the audience she, and really Joe Biden, are the chief sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome.
Megyn Kelly said they are suffering from major TDS.
Lied over and over and over on her positions, on her policies. She denied her own record. And the worst thing was, and we saw it over and over, she dodged question after question after question after question after question, and then played the victim, trying to sound indignant when Bret tried to get her back on track. That was the biggest dynamic of the whole interview. Time and time again, she failed to answer the questions. I mean, on big issues, immigration, whether we should use taxpayer dollars to fund trans surgeries for prisoners and illegals, which is important, but also is a stand-in for the overall issue of trans and the erasure of women. Finally, Bret asked her about Biden's mental acuity.
Interesting. Megyn Kelly is going in right now. I don't agree with everything Megyn Kelly says, but wow, she's going in right now. Let's go.
No, she failed to answer that one too. Instead, she filibustered. That was her go-to trick, either with non-responsive pablum, that was her number one choice, or sometimes on another issue entirely. Just get out of bounds, talk about something totally unrelated. And honestly, this is a politician's trick, and it's not unusual to see it. But in response to everything, you're not addressing any substance. What are you doing there? You're trying to win voters in a new forum. Why would you say nothing? The only thing of substance she said was Trump sucks.
Yo, Megyn Kelly. Woo! Yes. She's like,
and that's the wrong strategy when dealing with Fox viewers. Honestly, it was just stupid. I don't get it. And then when Brett would try to redirect her back to the question asked, she acted like he was rude. He's rude. A word her lapdog media sycophants keep repeating today. Let me tell you something about, to those of you morons who think that Brett was rude in trying to get her to answer the question asked. It's not her air. It's Brett's air. It's Rupert's air. But it's in that half an hour exchange, it is Brett Baer's air, not yours. You don't pay to keep the shop open. You don't go out and deal with the advertisers. You don't hire the staff. You don't work with the producers. You don't lay out the lineup. You don't hire the talent. It's his air. His, not yours. You being there is a gift to you. Roger used to tell us, never thank anybody for being on your show. He used to say, don't say thank you for being here. It should go the other way. Thank you for having me. They should be thanking you. You're giving them a massive audience of several million people. I don't know what the ratings will be for last night, but it'll be big. It's your gift to them, and it's your job to control the air when you have a guest on, to keep it interesting for your audience, to keep the car driving straight ahead, and to not let it veer too far off the track. That's your obligation. Brett is employed because Fox believes accurately that he will deduce what his audience wants to have asked and seen discussed. It is not up to her to come hijack the entire interview with empty talking points we've heard 10,000 times.
Right, please. Get that nonsense out of here.
He did absolutely the right thing by redirecting her over and over to the question asked, and on behalf of his audience, pressing her for a real answer. He did nothing wrong. I thought he crushed it, which I posted on Twitter last night. He did a great job. Now, her little act today is being praised by the left as, she looked tough. She was tough. But this was not tough. This was not toughness we saw from her. This was a candidate incapable of answering hard questions over and over, trying to dodge long enough to ideally distract the questioner. And when Brett was not distracted, then she would begin to whine that she wasn't being allowed to answer. That's not tough. Tough is answering the hard questions.
My thing, when it comes down to it, if they had such limited time, we have to go through these questions, Madam VP. We don't have all day for you to filibuster. I mean, if you showed up late and for what it seems like, just trying to filibuster to just fill up time here instead of just answering the questions that the American people want to know, and maybe the folks that would vote for her might want to know, but they don't matter, right? You know what I mean? Just go on there, filibuster, and make no sense, and then take no accountability, and then blame other people for it. It's sickening. It's what? Why are you up there? If you're trying to get voters from another audience, that this is not the way to do it.
Which, let's face it, virtually every president, a candidate, can do. Obama could do it. Romney could do it. McCain could do it. Trump can do it when he wants to. When it's one of his favorite issues, he'll go right there. She blew a big chance to define herself in a new way, to say, take the border. Yes, the border is a mess. But look, Brett, I was vice president, not president. I've seen what has happened to people like Jocelyn, the young girl who was 12, who was murdered by an illegal she let in. And I'm totally committed to stopping this. Having had this experience in the number 2 spot has only made me more resolved, should I be elevated, to take care of this problem. And here are the executive orders I will issue on day 1 to do it, irrespective of whether I can get Congress to cooperate with me. That's not what she did. She just dodged. I'll show you the exchanges in a second. Same thing on the economy. She should have said something substantive instead of her myopic little $25,000 for first-time home buyers. You know what a collection of people that is? Not big enough to just make it your platform. She should have said Trump spent us into oblivion. He was like a drunken sailor. He wasn't exactly an economic purse clutcher. Now that I might be in charge, I'll take a more reasonable approach. and we'll fight the debt and we'll fight inflation. And here's exactly how. She can't. She doesn't know.
I like Megyn Kelly's spin on this. I don't know why Megyn Kelly is not running. I'd rather take Megyn Kelly becoming VP or president over Kamala Harris. This woman has no respect for the position that she holds, for any of the people that work for her, and the people that she is supposed to serve, which is the American people. It's just insane.
She doesn't even understand those 3 plans she's unveiled. She's been given some talking points, which she repeats incessantly, and they're empty. She should have given some points that sounded reasonable to Fox viewers. And she almost did it on the border. She admitted the border's broken, but she took no responsibility. And then she tried to gaslight us into believing she's really Stephen Miller, Trump's border guy. You know what I mean? With it, fingers in the belt loops, the thumbs in the belt loops. John Wayne, she came out last night with her little routine. I'm the only one who's prosecuted transnational criminal, whatever. Biden's mental acuity, that was another one. Thank God Brett asked about that. That was great. Thank God somebody finally did it. Good for him.
Yes.
But frankly,
it's too late.
It was downright embarrassing she didn't have an answer on this. How does she not have an answer on this? She just assumes no one's going to ask her.
Right.
No one has.
Right.
I'm like,
wow.
I'll give you an answer, Kamala.
Megyn
Okay?
Kelly.
You should really listen to this show more because I could help you. All right? You should have said something like, Brett, what I saw was an older president who had moments of forgetting his words sometimes or his train of thought, but was still entirely capable. That's what my experience was with him. And then came the debate. And as you know, within weeks of that, he resolved not to run for a second term. What else can she say? But what she said in the interview was, Trump. She was, the TDS was like coming out of her ears. That's not responsive to what did you know and when did you know it, which was really his question. So none of this is going to assuage even a single viewer who watches Fox, who thinks you lied, you cooed, and you won't admit it. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. The app shows whether you're burning fat or carbs and provides tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and stress management. You see, you breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and then based on your measurements, Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for the day. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals to get real-time insights.
Hey, shout out to Megyn Kelly. She has a very interesting perspective on this. I needed that. I needed that from a woman's perspective too. A woman's perspective who knows media and stuff like that, who knows these and gives these interviews with all of these political figures. It's insane. She said, why are you there? If you're not going to answer any of the questions, what was the point of you even showing up and doing this? Why would you agree to it? Why would you even think about doing it? Why would you waste any of these people's time to set up? Like, these people are getting paid or whatever, regardless, but that's money that could be used for other events and other people who actually want to be there. You know what I mean? Who actually want to run, who want to become the president of the United States, who actually wants to take care of the American people and put us on the right track. It's just insane. It's just insane. We're getting a lot of interesting feedback from a lot of folks. The Hodge twins, the Quartering, Sticks, a bunch of other people I've tapped in with. They have very interesting takes, but Megyn Kelly definitely, I think she has the most unique take I've seen so far. Shout out to her. I'll leave the link in the description below for this video. It's Megyn Kelly on why Kamala's empty Fox News interview was a total failure and a missed opportunity. I will state this too. Megyn Kelly did say that it was a missed opportunity. That was a perfect opportunity for Kamala Harris. I think I can agree with Megyn Kelly on that. For her to put a different spin on herself that would be a little bit more recognizable to the folks on that platform so they can understand maybe she isn't. Maybe there is a little bit of accountability. Maybe there is some empathy for the American people. Maybe there is a good direction. Maybe that she wants to take us on. Maybe there is an actual plan that she has, but it just seems like it's just a bunch of hoopla. It's your boy kicking it with Timmy B.